All right, here we go. I can't wait to show you as a travel agent how you can save some time doing some flight searches to find the cheapest flights using Gemini. Now I'm going to show you ChatGPT and I'm going to compare the results with Expedia, Hopper, and Skyscanner. Now I know Hopper is known to be really good for searching cheap flights, and so is Skyscanner. So we're going to pit Gemini and against ChatGPT and to see if these two tools with the right prompting can get better results than Expedia, Hopper, or Skyscanner. Here we go. So I created a prompt here just by talking through a search, right? And then I used techniques to create a power prompt. And basically, it's setting up a bunch of variables that you can change at will, meaning just save this as a text file, open it up, and then you quickly type in if you're looking for one or two people, round trip or direct flight, the departure city, the date, the arrival city, the return date. Are you flexible on dates? Are you flexible on airports? Are you flexible on connections? Are you flexible on layover times? And then I've got the instructions laid out here in a nice format. So what we're going to do, I'll put this text so that you guys can copy. You can reuse this power prompt. This is my gift to you. And just going to punch it in here into Gemini, and it's going to go to work. So Gemini is going to start searching, and Gemini is connected to Google. So it's connected to Google Flights. So it goes through and connects to Google Flights and it says Flair Airlines departing 8:45, arriving 11:55, priced at 158 round trip. Okay, so that's the price to beat right here, and it's handy. It's a click. You can click on this, and it takes you directly to Google Flights where you could book the trip. Okay, so that's pretty handy. Now let's see with same prompt in ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT, I have the paid version and it's connected to the web, but the behind the scenes, it goes through Kayak. So it found 231, 246, 293, 246. So again, 158. This is 100, $100, give or take, more money. Sources, you can see here it connected to a couple different sites. I recognize this as Kayak. So again, if we're pitting Gemini versus ChatGPT for searching the internet for cheaper flights, Gemini wins at 158. Now, let's do the same search criteria Miami, Toronto, December 1st to the 8th, one traveler round trip in Expedia. Same thing in Hopper, and same thing in Skyscanner. And these are just OTAs, online travel agencies. So let's see if they get better results than what we got out of Gemini. So again, Flair Airlines, 845, December 1st, $158 return flight. Looks like Expedia is the big loser so far at $300, right? And it doesn't, it's showing the dates before, the dates after, but if I manually chose 272, but it's not automatically telling me that 333, it's saying 333 is the cheapest flight. But we could get 272 return. That's still more money, right? It's almost double. It is double, more than double. Hopper, taking a few more seconds to get the results, but I'm very curious to see what it says. Skyscanner, let's run this one down. Skyscanner, right at the top here, best, I don't know what qualifies as best, but cheapest is 171. Time-wise, it's only a few minutes, and it's a few minutes faster. Wow, okay, so it's cheaper and faster. That sounds the best to me. But 171 is still more than 158. So Gemini actually wins. Interesting that it also offers a flight for $24,000. Does Skyscanner think that the person booking a $171 return flight may choose the $24,000 flight to be there, 9 minutes quicker? Or, yeah, I don't think so. Ooh, now look at Hopper. Best overall, 348. 348. Okay, so this quick example shows you that people are going to search for flights on their own using Expedia, and it's going to be double what you can find through Gemini. Same thing with Hopper. They're using apps like Hopper. It's double what you got through Gemini. And Skyscanner is great. It is way cheaper than Hopper and Expedia, but it's still not as good as Gemini. And Gemini is just searching using Google flights, but it's because of this superpower prompt that I created. So I'll just walk you through it. Basically, at the top, these are the variables. You want to fill this out for your search before you make your search. And then the instructions, it's using these variables. So as a travel agent, help me find the quantity of number of people cheapest type of flight from departure city or surrounding airports to arrival city or surrounding nearby airports, leaving on departure date and returning on return date. And I want the number one cheapest results listed first. Dates. If flexible on the date equals no, then skip to the airport section. And then if that means that you answered yes to being flexible on the dates, I am flexible on the dates as well. So I could go a few days prior or later and come back earlier and leave later as well. So all this to say the prompt is very specific. On being flexible with the airports, the connections, even layovers. Look, I tell them give a minimum 2 hours and up to 72 hours for layovers on the connecting flights because sometimes you get a really sweet deal for flying from Barcelona back to Miami. There might be a stopover in Lisbon. And if you stay a day or 2 days in Lisbon, so don't take a 2 hour connecting flight, make it a 24 or 48-hour connecting flight, meaning you stay in Lisbon for a couple days. Those are fantastic deals. Fantastic deals. But that would be included in this search. And then the flight search and the output, it just, like I said, it spits out the output in a format where you can just choose and it clicks directly into Google Flights where you have all the details for the flight, just like that. So this is Gemini is great. Um, it's a great competitor to ChatGPT, especially when you consider the fact that we want live data from the internet. It is connected to Google, and for us, it's connected to Google Flights. Fantastic.